Hi, it's Kersey here. I'm going to do my speech, my personal experience speech, and the topic I'm choosing is when I got married and the events that occurred during that time. But first, I'd like to introduce my guest. First one, his name's Carlos. He's from Mexico.
Hola, buenas noches. Soy Carlos, amigo de Jaren. Vine a verle a hacer su speech y me da mucho gusto estar aquí. Me ha ayudado muchísimo estar en los Estados Unidos. Ay, muchas gracias, Carlos. Okay, that was Carlos. Now we're going to see my friend Andy. Andy. Hi. Oh, I'm Andy and I'm Jared's friend. We met a couple years back at a Weezer concert, and ever since then we've just been friends, always chatting on the internet and whatnot. And he needed some help, so I figured I'd come down and help him out.
Alright, cool. Thanks, Andy. Appreciate that. Guy's quite the musician. Never puts that guitar down hardly ever. Surprised he did, just to talk about himself. Anyway, we got my next friend. He's Bobby. Just got his Eagle Scout. And so, Bobby.
How's it going? I'm Bobby. I just got my Eagle Scout, just came from my Corner of Honor, and I'm just here doing a good turn daily, helping Jared out with his homework just a little bit.
Alright, cool. Bobby, appreciate that. What a swell guy, right? Coming up right after his Eagle Court of Honor to come help me out. Cool. Alright, my next friend is Jeffrey. And Jeffrey.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Jeffrey. I go to Georgia Tech up here because I'm awesome, and well, Jared really needed some friends. It doesn't look like he has a whole bunch, and we just met up here at church. And anyway, well, I'm here to help him out. Just gonna here watch him give a great speech because he asked me to, and I'm awesome, and that's what awesome people do.
Alright, well, that's my audience for tonight. And I'd like to thank them for being here. And so now, without any further ado, I'm going to talk about my personal experience speech. My wife and I never expected that a crumpled up front end of our new 2000 Subaru Legacy and a huge spiderweb imprint from her forehead would be some of the memories that we'd have from our wedding. But just as with anything, you should really expect the unexpected, right? Well, anyway, we had decided so as to lessen all the confusion and all the hustle and bustle of the wedding day. We decided that we were going to go up the day before, up to Atlanta to the place where we're going to get married, and have our photographer take our pictures a day early, so our friends and family wouldn't have to wait on us. I'm sure you've all seen the Bridezilla or the Bride Wars on TV, where they just go crazy and spastic because they couldn't get one flower on their bouquet. Well, I didn't want to have to deal with that. So we went up and we're driving in our car. It's me. I'm driving. My wife or fiance Dan is in the passenger seat. My sister's in the back seat. And we're driving up, and we have to go up I-75. And about 20 miles, 30 miles south of Atlanta, it starts to get congested around between 4 and 6 in the afternoon. And that's exactly when we were driving. And so I'm driving, we're in stop and go traffic on Interstate 75, and I'm talking with my photographer on one phone, on one hand, and my sister's screaming at me not to go so fast in the back, and I don't even remember what my wife was doing at the time, but all I know is that it was stop and go, stop and go. I went, and the fellow in front of me stopped. And my wife wasn't buckled in. She hit her head on the windshield, and left a huge spider print there. And so we pulled over to the side of the road, and we're sitting there looking at it, and so I go talk to the fellow that I hit, and it's this Finnish guy. Spoken broken English, had a rental car, and was on his way home from a business trip. And so here we are trying to communicate with him what we're going through, looking at his car, see how much damage we did him, and looking at my car, which obviously did a whole lot more damage. Long and short of that is we spent about 3.5 hours on the side of the road. My wife, she's in her veil, she has her hair and makeup all done, and crying on the side of the road for a good little bit at the time. And I'm trying to help out the Finnish guy fix his muffler, and it just hits me. I'm like, this woman is the only woman I'm about to promise to protect, to provide for, and do everything I can to make her happy, and I just slammed her head up against the windshield. And so I'm sitting down on the side of the road, and I just lose it. I start to cry. And she sees that, and the great woman that she is, she musters up all the strength and courage that she has, stops crying, and comes over to me to get me to stop whining like a little baby. And one thing that she tells me was something that that we've been saying up until then, because we knew something was going to go wrong, we just didn't know what. She told me, she looked me in the eyes, she said, "You, me, and the sealer, babe." And so from that I knew, okay, it's a car, I don't have to worry about the car, I'll make some money, I'll buy a new car. But the next day, we're going to get married, and we're going to be husband and wife for all time and eternity. And that's something that really, that's something that made me really grateful to have her as the woman that I'm going to be with forever. And so we call a friend up, he drives us to Atlanta, we take some pictures, and then it starts raining in Atlanta. And but we get to take a good bit of pictures. We go to the hotel, we get married, and everything's wonderful. Luckily, the parents of our photographer volunteered to have our car towed for us and paid for all that as a wedding gift to us, and it was something really awesome because that's one thing we didn't have to worry about. So we wanted to avoid all the wedding day shuffle with all the going back and forth and crazy and making everyone work, and making everyone wait on us for the pictures and whatnot. That didn't really work because you're not supposed to drive and talk on the phone at the same time, and you're not supposed to drive without a seatbelt on either. So what happened was we didn't really avoid the wedding day shuffle at all. It was still kind of a scram, and we took our last minute pictures after the wedding, and our family had to wait a little bit, but not too bad. And but I'm grateful that my wife has a hard head, because if not, then worse things could have happened. And we are happily married. We've been happily married since May 16th. And so that's my personal experience of when I got married, and I'm looking forward to tell that to a lot more other people too.